I know you told me last time you had an issue with people suing you about the name of your vodka, but you of course have a right to use it because it's your name, Tina's Vodka.
Mhm.
Now, also, I have to protect myself as well. Do you give me permission to make this recording public? I don't know, put it on YouTube and
Of course.
whatnot.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about it. It's out there anyway. Because the trademark website, uspto.gov, it's all public information. Everything that is ever filed is online. So it's out there that what happened. But yeah, one thing, advice to other entrepreneurs, you've got to find a good lawyer. I've gone through 9 lawyers since I started my company.
Wow, that
Yeah.
cost you a lot, I bet.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm getting lawyers who are seeing a bigger picture, wanting to work with you instead of just cashing in and getting a huge bill. And I think with AI and with the way the world is moving, they need to stay away from that behavior because I'll never work with some of those lawyers ever again because all they want to do is bulk up a bill, give me bad advice. Yeah, so um Sazerac had been squatting on Tina in the tequila category on the USPTO, and I guess they had it since 1966, I want to say, and I never heard of it, and none of my liquor friends ever heard of it. And we looked for it online, we couldn't find it anywhere. And my first lawyers were like, "Well, you have to change the name because they're sitting on it and they're going to sue you." And I'm like, "Well, it's my name and they're not using it. That's not fair." So I got new lawyers and we came up with a whole different way of branding it. So if you can see right behind me, actually on this side, the full trademark, I have 2 trademark now. It's Tina's Planet Vodka because my corn is from planet Earth, the way Earth intended it, from the soil, from the healthy soil. And then I give back to the planet. And I just love the name. There were other planet vodkas out there. So I'm like, okay, this should work. So the trademark office approved me. And then a month later, I got cease and desist letters from Sazerac telling me I have to just stop everything. Meanwhile, they're not using the Tina mark, which trademark law is 3 years, use it or lose it. It's not like the Wild West on the internet where you can squat on a website name and charge whatever you want for it. So through my job, at the time I was still working for the concessionaire, a few months before, a dear friend of mine who's also a brand owner, he was telling me about his trademark story that he went through. So I called him and he's like, okay, this is what you're going to do. I'm going to connect you with my lawyer, Doug Hahn, and he's going to help you with this. I'm like, okay. So thankfully, Doug was amazing. It was stressful. It was like, I want to say the whole process was about 5 or 6 months and going back and forth with them. And then he got them to drop it. And so we're going to coexist. So they're going to keep their mark, and I'm, going to coexist with my name, but I have to say Tina's Planet Vodka all the time, which is fine. I love my name. It's great. And then a year later, Sazerac decides to not even renew the Tina mark that they had since 1966. So I will go back to my lawyer. I'm like, hey, let's
Okay.
get this. So after it expired and the window closed where they couldn't renew, I went in and I have Tina's, which is Tina apostrophe S. They just had Tina by itself. And now I own Tina's in the liquor category for all spirits. So in a weird way, they did me a favor because they held it for me to use now because other people were denied by the trademark office because of their mark. And that's why my lawyers were saying, hey, you should change the name and work with me for the next 6 months. And we'll try to, we'll come up with a name together. And it's $3,000 each time. And the first one's going to be declined. So we'll go on to the next one. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's like he just wanted to rack up a big bill. And I don't need you to help me come up with a name. I have a name. So those are the things I experienced where it's like, what's the motivation here? On one hand, he was correct with saying I might have a fight, but he was wrong saying I need to change the name because clearly I have the name and now I have the exact mark that was barring me from registration before.